Welcome to week 3 of our series, Church Camp. You know, it's interesting when we can push past some of the motives that we wrestle with and we can sort of push past sort of that desire we talked about last week to really kind of want to eject, take our ball, go home. And when we can really engage and go on an adventure, some pretty cool stuff starts to happen. One of my favorite stories, and I've been to church camp for a long time, a number of years from a pretty early age, and some of the camps were a little different. One of my favorite memories was this crazy canoe trip that lasted for days of the camp, and there were all kinds of portages and crazy things. We got to like jump off these high cliffs into the water. It was just this memory that was really powerful in my life. But as I think about that really wasn't one of the more Jesus-y camps that I went to. So as a pastor and as a Christian, as someone who's pretty serious about Jesus, I should probably in some way think less about that camping experience than some of the other camping experiences I've had, and even ones that were full of adventure, and even other canoe trips that were maybe a little bit more Jesus-y and had a little bit more of a spiritual focus. But here's the crazy thing, it's that canoe trip in particular, now decades later, that's still burned into my mind. So let me throw my pack down for a second, and I want to talk to you just for a minute about this idea of going on an adventure. You know, it's interesting, isn't it? The things that we remember, the things that really mark us. And looking back, sometimes we don't even know why those are the things that really contributed to making us who we were. Have you ever had things happen in life that were heavy? Maybe they were confusing. Maybe they were a little bit more adventure than you wanted, or a little bit more adventure than you could handle. You know, it's funny, this is one of my smaller packs. I've been on some hiking trips with gigantic, heavy, crazy packs. And sometimes they're a little bit more than I want. And sometimes life has a way of dealing us things that we don't know how to handle. And this is exactly how Peter felt when Jesus came and said he wanted to wash his disciples' feet. And for Peter, this was all backwards. He really didn't want this to happen. He didn't think that it should be. And Jesus says these really interesting words to him. He actually says in John 13:7, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." Now, if we can see and treat everything, whether it's something fun, something easy, something challenging, something confusing, even something painful, as an adventure that we are taking with God, He will teach us things, He will grow us, and you may not believe it when you're in the middle of the crazy adventure, but He will actually redeem every single circumstance, every single experience that we have. So you may not understand. You may not feel like it. Isn't that something that we all sort of wrestle with? Well, I would do that, but I don't really feel like it. Our feelings betray us all the time. You may be pushing yourself more than you want to. You're like, this adventure, I would have to train too hard. It would cost too much, and we just don't want to do these things. And Jesus says to all of us, trust me. You may not realize now what I'm up to, but later you will understand. So let's go on an adventure.